Welcome back to our next New Agent video. We're going to talk about how you can really dive into the map search feature and utilize all of the different options that you have if you decide to run a map search. So let's open up Matrix and start searching the MLS. We briefly touched on searching the MLS using the map search feature. So I'm going to jump right in and show you where to go. You're going to want to go to the search section and you can do a residential quick search if you would like. What you're then going to do from here is click on the map tab up here at the top. And what that's going to do is it's going to bring you to this map view of currently Oahu. Now, you have a few different options up here. As you can see, you've got that INRIX drive time, the draw radius option, the draw rectangle, draw polygon, freehand polygon, clear all shapes, layers, and recenter options. There's a few housekeeping items I want to go over before we jump right into what those different icons mean. And the first has to do with your view. So as you can see right now, we have a satellite view showing of the island of Oahu. We can also change this if this is too much to a map view by clicking this drop down up here in the top left-hand corner and clicking the map option. What that's going to do, as you can see, is it's going to change that view for you of your map. What else you can do here is change and really drill down into a specific area. So if you click on that plus sign, it's going to zoom into that specific section of the island. If this is not the correct area, you can always click and drag around the island to find the correct place. If you want to zoom out, all you have to do is click that minus sign and then you can quickly zoom out and move your mouse around and click and drag the map accordingly. Another option that you have to zoom in or out for the property is to hold the control button down and then scroll up to zoom in into a certain part of the island. The other option to zoom out is to hit the control button and then scroll down to zoom out. I'm going to open up this map style legend one more time. As you can see right here, because I have map selected, there is this terrain option. If I check this box, it's going to show the terrain of the island in that map view. The other option I have here is to go back to that satellite option and then click the labels section. And that's going to show me the different areas of the island. So if that's not something I'm looking to show, I can remove that from my map search. Now, each of these different sections, you're going to notice a number and then a blue dot. That's allowing you to click into that area to really zoom down in and see those properties that are available in that area. Now, let's say you're looking for a specific area and a specific property in that area. What you can do is use this jump to address section, plug in the address of that property, and then search. So let's go 60 Hanapepe Loop. Click enter, and it's going to take me directly to that property. And as you can see, I can drill down because I'm in that satellite view and see the satellite view of that property. From here, I can click into that property and look a little bit further at the information if I wanted to. Now, I'm going to zoom out again because I want to see what other properties are available in the area. Maybe this area in particular is someplace that is very intriguing to me and I want to know, or I have a client that wants to know when properties that are on this side of the street become available. What I can do at this point is I can utilize one of these drawing tools to create the search area that I'm looking for. And then of course I can set this as my default setting for a default area that I can always open up to when I click the map search feature. Why this might be something that might be helpful for you to do is that you're then going to be able to see the map pins of where properties that are in this area are located, and then you can click in to see what that property entails. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit more and show you guys some options. So as you can see, these houses are different colors. We have green houses and we have yellow houses. So green houses are going to indicate to you that these houses are currently active. Yellow houses are going to indicate that those properties are currently active under contract. If you have the different settings, you could also set up to see pending properties and sold properties. So that's all going to be done under that criteria section of the search. So let's dive a little deeper into the icons up here. So the draw radius option, if you click on it, what that's going to do is allow you to click one section and then draw a circle out for a radius area. So if you do that, what it's going to tell the system is to search for properties in that area. The next option that you have available to you is the draw rectangle option. So similar to the radius option where it drew out a circle, the rectangle, as you click on someplace on the map and you extend it out, it's going to create a square or rectangle shape for you to outline the area that you're searching in. The next option here is the draw polygon option. And what that's going to allow you to do is modify the area in which you're searching. So the reason I'm the biggest fan of the polygon option is it's going to allow you to really get granular in your search area. So maybe, for example, our client wants to look for properties in this area of the island, and it doesn't quite classify under a specific neighborhood. What you can actually do here is really drill down to the actual street. And if you wanted to go parcels, you could as well. But you can actually go through, click and drag throughout the entire area, the section in which you're looking to really create your search area. Okay, so I'm just drawing along the lines of this road because maybe our client wants beachfront property. This is how I can make sure that I am really getting all of those properties. Actually, we'll go this way. And then from there, all you really need to do is connect the dots. Okay, and then once you've connected the dots, what you can do is actually, if you made a mistake, click on a specific section as long as you have that gray circle, and then you can actually drag and modify the search area that way. So as you can see, I'm clicking and modifying it. So maybe I just noticed that I'm missing all of these properties up here along the ridge. Okay, so that's how you can do that take advantage of that draw polygon option. So as we can see, we have that radius option there. We have the square or the rectangle option and the draw polygon option. The next option that you have here is the freehand polygon tool. It's going to do something similar to the polygon tool where you can click and draw the area, but what you actually have to do is click, hold your mouse down, and actually draw the area that you're trying to search in. So you do have to hold the mouse down in order to draw it. Otherwise, once you release, as you can see, it automatically connected the area for me. Okay. Now, if you accidentally wanted to adjust this drawing, you can always again hover your mouse over any of those points on that blue line. When you get that gray circle, you can click and drag out to adjust the shape that way. Now, I'm sure you're able to see that as I click into a specific area, as I click into a specific area, that red dot, we do have the option to delete this shape, exclude this shape, or include the intersection only. So if I made a mistake and I wanted to redraw it, as opposed to editing the lines, I can click delete shape and it will delete it from the map search criteria. The next option we have here is that clear all shapes option. And if you just wanted to clear the entire shape from the map, you would select that option to remove all of those shapes. The thing I want to point your eye to is these two overlapping shapes. So if I hover my mouse over that red circle, I can choose to include the intersections only of those two areas. And what that's going to do is only search in this area for properties that match. And then again, I can click that undo intersection option to add all of those properties back into our search. So you noticed how these houses disappeared when I said include only the overlap. Okay. The next option that you have is to exclude this shape, meaning, and this might be useful for an area if you've got a neighborhood selected and you want to exclude a specific building or a specific side of the street from your search criteria. You would select that area, whether you drew it via radius, square, polygon, and you click exclude this shape. And then it's going to show everything around that area for potential options. So those are the different tools that you have available and how you guys can use them in your business when you are doing or conducting a map search. Let's say you were experimenting and walking through this process with me, learning how to use the different draw tools. Let's say now that you're done, you want to go through and get rid of it all, start with a clean slate, and really create your own map search area. You don't maybe want to go through and select each section and delete each shape one by one. What you can do instead, do you remember? you're going to come up here to the top. You're going to click on Clear All Shapes Options, and it's going to remove everything, and you're going to have a clean map all over again, showing all of the properties that match the criteria on your map search. So let's jump into some real-world scenarios in which we'd use these tools. I'm going to go ahead and recenter my map so I can have the whole area to look at. And we're going to start with the draw radius option and how we can use that. So example, let's say our client is going to be working at 1136 12th Avenue, Honolulu, Hawaii, 96816. When we go in and find that location on the map, we can click on that draw radius option, and we can click and drag out however far this client wants to be from the office. So maybe in this example, they want to be no more than a quarter mile away from the office. We can go in and draw out that quarter mile. We can see all of the properties that fall within that. Now, if there are certain criteria that we need to meet as well, we'd need to go back to that criteria tab and add that information in. So maybe our client wants to spend no more than $2.5 million. We're at 2,500 minus. And then from there, we can also do the bedroom numbers of 2 or more, and maybe bathroom numbers of 2 or more, and we can see how many properties match that. So in this example, maybe we'll do 1 plus just so we can see some options. We're going to go to the map tab, and we can see those 2 properties right there and where they're located within distance to our place of work. We can also go to the results tab to see a single line option view of those properties. The next option I'm going to show you is the draw polygon option. So as we kind of talked about earlier, it allows you to really get granular. So maybe, for example, for that specific office, the client wants to make sure that they don't have to cross the highway. Maybe what we're going to do in this case is we're actually going to draw out our search area that we're going to be looking in, and maybe our client is okay with looking up into the ridge over here for their as they work for their new home because they feel like it's close enough to the office. And we can click and drag, create that area that way. And again, if we meant to add in this ridge, all we do is we click on, we hover our mouse over that blue line, get that gray line, click and drag our search area out a little bit further. Okay, we don't have to start over again, we just have to modify that search area. And again, you can get super granular with it and say, I only want to look at properties on this side of the street. Maybe Harding Avenue is the actual cutoff as opposed to the highway itself as an option. So that's what you can do by utilizing the polygon tool to really map out and draw your search area moving forward. I've seen a lot of agents use this option to really search in oceanfront areas because it's a way to really get around the potential that a listing agent maybe doesn't disclose that it's a beachfront property. You can actually see based off of the geographical area what might be truly beachfront property. And of course, once you've got your area drawn, right? So I have this area drawn. Oh, see, I missed that top area up there. Once you have your area drawn, you'd go back to the criteria section, update the information you need to update, and then go to the results sections to view at least the single line. But if you didn't want the single line and you really wanted that visual of how close are these properties to the office, you'd be able to see that information right there. And this is the last scenario that I want to walk you through. So remember when we were talking about excluding overlapping shapes or shape areas? Maybe in this example, for whatever reason, the client just didn't want to live around this area. What we can do is we can either draw another polygon within here. Maybe they just don't want to be within this specific area because maybe this is a school and they don't want to be near the school. You can select it within the area, and that's actually a bad example because there are no properties there. I'm going to extend this a little bit further so we can get some property options included. And then all we have to do is select that red dot and say, exclude this shape. What that's going to do is it's going to remove that one option from the list of potential options and say that any properties in this area don't show. So that's that real world example of how you can use the overlapping shapes to really help narrow down your search or create less quality assurance work on your part before it goes to your client for review. I'm so sorry, I almost forgot about this really cool tool that you have to utilize, which is that INRIX drive time option. So what this is actually going to allow you to do, if you plug in that address, so 1136 12th Avenue, because maybe the distance isn't the important part to your client, maybe it's the drive time, right? So Avenue, Honolulu, hi, 96816. You can say drive to here or drive from here. And then you can say, if I want to arrive by 8 a.m. on a Monday morning, what is my drive time that I want to experience, right? Is it a 15 minutes, is it a 10-minute or 5-minute drive? When you click that add button, what's going to happen is it's going to then develop an area that is within 15 minutes drive time. And again, it's an estimate, a 15-minute drive time estimate to get to that 1136 12th Avenue address, okay? And you can see that right there. If you need to update the information, you just click the change drive time information, and then you can update. Maybe it's a 15-minute on a Saturday update, right? So you can show your client and really give them an idea of, if we purchase a property here, this is how long it should take for you to get from point A to point B based off of the time of day and what time you want to arrive. So that's a pretty cool feature on there. Feel free to utilize that as needed. And that's going to conclude today's video on how to use the different features within the map search option to help you in finding a property for your client, or just allowing you to figure out best options around the island. Hopefully I'll see you in the next video where we're going to talk about creating a CMA. Bye guys!